Okay, this story just keeps getting absolutely more insane by the hour. Canada becoming the 51st state of the United States of America? Well, Kevin O'Leary, he actually just stated recently that he is going to go to Mar-a-Lago to engage in talks with Trump to advocate for the possibility of Canada actually becoming a part of our union. It's completely bonkers. I can't believe this is happening. Also, Kwanzaa Kamala? Strange new video from the phony-in-chief Kamala Harris. And I've also got an amazing clip from our national treasure, Scott Jennings from CNN. You know him. I know him. We all love him. He talks about Panama being really angry about Trump's plan to get back the canal. But first, let's jump right into this. Check out this video of Kevin O'Leary talking about his plan to go initiate talks with Trump about Canada becoming a state. This is insane. Watch this.
There's 41 million Canadians, basically the population of California, sitting on the world's largest amounts of all resources, including the most important, energy and water. Canadians, over the holidays, the last 2 days, have been talking about this. They want to hear more. And so, you know, there's obviously a lot of issues, more details, but what this could be is the beginning of an economic union. Think about the power of combining the two economies, erasing the border between Canada and the United States, and putting all that resource up to the northern borders where China and Russia are knocking on the door. So secure that, give a common currency, figure out taxes across the board, get everything trading both ways, create a new, almost EU-like passport. I like this idea, and at least half of Canadians are interested. The problem is the government's collapsing in Canada right now. Nobody wants Trudeau to negotiate this deal. I don't want him doing it for me, so I'm going to go to Mar-a-Lago. I'll start the narrative. The 41 million Canadians, I think most of them would trust me on this deal.
Wow, wow, wow. This is absolutely insane. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, maybe Trump has started a new movement in politics where you've got these businessmen who, quite frankly, will do a lot better job than the swamp vermin that we have now. A lot of nasty people, terrible people running the government. I think, quite frankly, it would be beneficial to America and the rest of the world if we got more people who knew what they were doing, who actually ran companies, successful, made a lot of money, companies like me, and they listen to me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just, wow. Here's my question to you. We have a lot. I asked this the other day as well. We've got a lot of Canadian fans here. We've got obviously a huge contingent in the greatest country on planet Earth, the United States of America. But I want to hear your thoughts. Does this look like something that would be appealing to you? I know there's a lot of liberals that live in Canada. But, you know, Trudeau has essentially destroyed the country. I think even liberals are starting to wake up, just like a lot of lifelong Democrats, operatives, fundraisers, political activists, et cetera, even celebrities, et cetera, who you know, were former Democrats. I mean, Joe Rogan voted for Bernie Sanders in 2016. Bernie Sanders. It doesn't get much more radical than Bernie Sanders, unless your name is Kamala Harris. And he voted for Trump and he endorsed Trump in 2024. So, I mean, anything can happen. When you destroy a populace, when you absolutely refuse in your exorbitant hubris and narcissism to listen to your constituents, to listen to the people who have got you where you are, this is what could potentially happen. But let me know in the comments down below, is this something that you would even be open to and entertain? Kevin O'Leary going to Mar-a-Lago to get the talks and the narrative rolling? I think he could actually maybe even get it done. If there's anybody who could get it done, I mean, Trump is obviously hugely open to it. He just talked about saying Gretzky could be the next governor or prime minister, right, of Canada. Holy macadamia nut. This would be revolutionary and groundbreaking. Absolute epic history. We've never seen anything like this before. I want to get your comments down below. Everybody who's watching this right now, write me in the comments right now. Canada, yay or nay? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, in our next clip here, I'm going to show you something that I just don't even understand. It just makes absolutely no sense. It's Kamala Harris, the phony in chief, posted this video yesterday about Kwanzaa. Watch this. It's insane.
You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations, and we tell stories. The kids would sit on the carpet, and the elders would sit in chairs, and we would light the candles, and of course, afterwards, have a beautiful meal. And of course, there was always the discussion of the 7 principles. And my favorite, I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujichagulia. And, you know, essentially it's about, be and do. Be the person you want to be and do the things you want to do and do the things that need to be done.
Oh my God.
It's about not letting anyone write our future for us, but instead going out and writing it for ourselves. And that principle motivates me today as we seek to confront the challenges facing our country and to build a brighter future for all Americans. So to everyone who is celebrating, happy Kwanzaa from our family to yours.
Kwanzaa was invented in 1966 by Marxist professor Maulana Karenga to undermine Christmas 2 years after Harris was born. It's impossible that you had all these experiences growing up celebrating Kwanzaa. 5 years later, Karenga was jailed for kidnapping, torturing innocent women in California. Real stand-up guy there. He also founded the United Slaves Organization, which is a ultra-aggressive, violent black nationalist organization with ties to the FBI. Kujigaligya? So what? Say what? And this is the person, my fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens, this is the person who just collected a gigantic L on November 5th and is actually slated to be a front runner in 2028 for the Democrats. They don't learn an absolute thing. I am going to say this right now, bookmark this. She will not even make it past the primary. Impossible. Will be a repeat of 2020 when she called Joe Biden a racist and Joe Biden thought, I'll hire her as my DEI hire so I can get more votes. He admitted this, by the way, that she was a DEI hire. She won't make it past the primary. Not a chance. Full stop, period, end of story. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, I got something brilliant for you and beautiful for you. We're going to end on a very, very high note here. Our national treasure, the one and only Scott Jennings, the only reason CNN has a leg to stand on, listen to him talk and refute this idea that, well, what if Panama's really angry at Trump and they're not liking this idea of Trump saying we're going to take the canal back. What do you have to say to that? Listen to what Scott Jennings says. This is brilliant.
Over the Panama Canal.
Well, I tell you what is very serious, and that is pushing back on the encroachment of Chinese influence in the Western Hemisphere. Yes, I do.
You think this does that?
I think Donald Trump is trying to send a message to the Chinese, and he's also trying to send a message to everyone else in the hemisphere that I'm not going to put up with this encroachment. Now, what is true is that China is having encroachment in this hemisphere, in Africa, all over the world. They are trying to act like the world's leading superpower. They are trying to exert their values and their way of life all over the world. That used to be our job. And I think what Donald Trump is saying here is, I don't want this in my backyard. America is the world's superpower. More America is better. And I'm sending a message that I'm not going to put up with this sort of creeping Chinese influence in my own backyard.
Help me with this thinking though, really quick. And Karen, I'll bring you in a second. But if it angers Panama, if it hurts relations with Panama, the calculation is it won't and it doesn't matter?
Do I care if Panama is angry? What is Van Halen going to come and be upset about it? I mean, honestly, I need them to understand, and Donald Trump needs them to understand that we are the dominant superpower in this hemisphere, and he needs to have a conversation with them about that, and I hope that he does. And yes, they are an ally, but this is a vital thing, this Panama Canal, but I'm just telling you, the encroachment of Chinese influence around the world must be stopped, and if Donald Trump's getting serious about that, that's a good thing.
The only reason that China has been exerting this sort of influence and power all over the world, stomping all over everywhere, is because of this abysmal administration. The weakest vegetable in chief, the worst president we've ever had. the president who really stole the election, there's no way in a billion years you can convince me that this vegetable got 15 plus million more votes than Obama. Impossible. There's even a lot of reports now that are coming out that Trump for sure won in 2020. Of course, nobody's talking about it. Of course, nobody in propagandist woke media is talking about it. And what was the result, the byproduct, the consequence of that theft? We have been in the dark ages for the last 4 years. We've had a border crisis that we've never seen before in the history of our country. Inflation, record-breaking. We are in multiple forever wars overseas. The Middle East is in chaos. We've got woke DEI transgender lunacy running amok across the American landscape. That's just a tip of the iceberg. The message that has been sent, there's no way in a million years Vladimir Putin would have invaded Ukraine if Trump, the rightful winner of the 2020 election, was in office. The message that Biden's inactivity and mental incontinence sends the rest of the world? You really think the Ayatollahs would have had the balls to attack Israel so, unabashedly the way that they did? If we had real strength, real leadership at the top in our great country, not even close, not a chance. It's been so bad. This is the biggest scandal, I think, in the entire world. It's the biggest scandal in the entire world. You got a guy who stole the election outright, who karma slaps directly in the face by instituting him with irreversible, irrevocable dementia, which is so obvious and painfully transparent to the entire world, not just Americans, who then resigns on an X post, doesn't even announce it to his staff, doesn't even let Kwanzaa Kamala know. And I can't wait, because I know it's going to come out eventually. I cannot wait. There's going to be a snapshot. Something is going to arise where it is going to be indisputably proof that Dr. Jilskis and Joe both voted for Trump. That screenshot, that snapshot of his ballot, it's going to come out eventually. And I guarantee you he checkmarked Trump. So Scott Jennings is absolutely right. It used to be our job to be the superpower of the world. And thank God we finally got somebody who's going to take us back there. I can't wait. This is going to be the greatest golden era we've ever seen. I promise you, everybody is going to be prosperous. Everyone, all of us. Get ready, world. The good guys are back in charge. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I can't wait to hear from you. Also, check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.